Hey, how's it going? Back with another video here. This one is a unboxing for a ASR gold panning kit. So it comes with a complete kit, including pay dirt. Let's take a look at what we have. Right off the bat, we have a 10-inch gold pan. The previous video I did, I'll put a link up above for that, was an 8-inch gold pan. I like the 10-inch style. It's kind of the biggest I like to do with one hand. We'll set that off to the side, and let's see what else we got here. So first of all, we got this gold vial. It's a pretty large vial. I don't think we'll get that much gold, but we'll take a look. It's nice to have some place to put all your treasures. So, future Greg will guarantee you that there is some gold in this video. Something I've never seen in a kit before is pretty impressive. It comes with a 10x loop for looking at your treasures, if in case you got some flour gold or checking out the details of those nuggets that you find. Again, I've never seen a kit that comes with this, so it's pretty nice. We'll have to check that out at the end and see how that works. Of course, 10x power, so something pretty handy to have. I'll probably keep that in my everyday kit. You can also bring a magnifying glass with you, but that's pretty handy. And it also comes with this ASR snifter bottle. I've always called it a snuffer bottle. I don't know what you guys think. Is it snifter or snuffer? Anyway, it seems a little bit better than the last video we had. Now, this kit cost me around 25 bucks. The last one, I think, was under 25 bucks. So I think you do get a little bit nicer stuff just for a couple dollars extra. We'll see if the gold's the same. It comes with these spade tweezers, in case you want to pick out your nuggets. They're handy to have if you want to pick gravel up. And, of course, it has this pan for gold with Bobby Bow pay dirt. So it looks like it's dry pay dirt. We'll see how that is, and we'll test that out. First thing we want to do is we want to season our pan here. So it's got a lot of shipping oils on it, and it's a pretty smooth surface. So gold does float with oil in the water. It also is attracted to the oil on your hands. So we want to put some grooves in there, scuff it up a little bit. Maybe that'll help hold on to that gold. So you can either use Dawn dish detergent or you can use Jet Dry or something like that. Anyway, something that'll just emulsify the oil. And I use Jet Dry in my gold pan anyway. When I'm panning out at home in a tub like this. And this tub I just got at the Fleet Farm store. I think it's for chicken feed or something like that. And you can use an abrasive pad. You really just want to scrub the shipping oil out and maybe scuff it out a little bit. And don't fret. If you don't do this at home, it's nice to prep, but you can do it on the riverbank with a handful of sand and just start rubbing sand into it. The abrasive nature of the sand will help take the oil out and help season your pan. Eventually you'll get to the pan is all scuffed up and looks nasty, but I think that's when they work their best. So we'll just do our best to get into those grooves and get all that shipping oil out of the water, or get all the shipping oil off the gold pan. Okay, and once we get our pan scuffed up just enough and get that oil off, we'll go ahead and start putting our pay dirt in. So this is pan for gold with Bobby Bow pay dirt, and see how much gold is in it. So we'll open this package up. Having a little trouble here, and it seems to be pretty dry. And I don't think we need to classify it, but you can classify it. And all that means is you're putting the material through a couple different size screens, or mesh we call it, and that just filters it out by different sizes. And it's easier to pan out if you have everything in your pan the same size. And that way you can also find nuggets so you're not losing any. And I can guarantee you, Bobby Bow's not giving away nuggets in this in this $25 gold panning kit. But we'll put it all in there. Like I said, you can classify it dry or you can classify it wet. But it either has to be all dry or all wet. You don't want it damp when you classify it, because you're going to need water to help get that sand down through the different mesh. So we'll get our material thoroughly wetted here, and all I'm doing right now is I'm stratifying. I sped up the video just a little bit, but stratifying, all that means is you're taking and agitating the material, and the gold stuff, which is the heaviest stuff, is going to fall out into the bottom, and all your lighter material, the lighter colored material as well, we call it blondes, are going to fall up or rise up to the top as it's displaced by the heavier material going to the bottom. So we'll finish stratifying that material in our pan. And again, I got this at a Fleet Farm store. I think it's a chicken feed pan or something like that. But you don't need a whole lot of water. You can do this in a tub. You can do it, I wouldn't recommend doing it in a sink, but you can do it in a 5-gallon bucket as well. You don't need a whole lot of water. As you can see, I'm not using the pan. I'm just using the water in the pan. Now we're going to just wash our material lightly out. And so everything that's coming out of the pan is all the lighter stuff that has worked its way up to the top. All that gold is going to stay at the very bottom if you stratified correctly. And I'm usually a lot more violent when I pan. I pan a lot more quickly than this. I also like to pan with two hands, but this 10-inch pan works really well with one hand. So after we wash the material, we'll stratify it again, and then we'll wash the material out. And so you see we've got quite a bit of material worked out, and of course none of that's gold, and if there were any gold, it would all go into the tub. And you can also see as I'm starting to get less and less material left in my pan, the pan becomes more and more vertical. So we'll stratify it again, and we'll continue this process until we get down to a level that we're comfortable with. So you can see there, the gold is just collecting in that little ridge there, that big bump. That's where we want all of our gold to be. So we'll continue to stratify. If you guys ever use pay dirt like this, I'm a fan of the pay dirt, and I usually get off Amazon. There's other places to get the pay dirt, but it's just a great way to keep practice and keep your skills up. And plus, it's a lot of fun because you know there's going to be gold in there, and it's usually a lot bigger gold than we find here in Minnesota. A couple of great resources for gold panning videos, way better than Armin and Greg, I really like Jason over at Flower Gold Wizards. He's a prospector out of Wisconsin. And flower gold, that's the really tiny gold, like grains of flour that we find here in Minnesota and Wisconsin. And he has a fantastic YouTube channel. And of course, if you're in the Southwest, Jeff Williams, come on, let's go. He's a great prospector. He's into mining, prospecting, all kinds of stuff in the Southwest. He's a great historian, an amazing YouTube channel, really entertaining even if you're not into gold panning. Another, and sort of the king daddy of all the prospecting videos is Dan Hurd from Dan Hurd Prospecting. And he's up in British Columbia. He does a fantastic job. Just great videos of looking for minerals, gemstones, gold panning. He's a professional miner and just has an amazing job as an educator. Just really can teach. And if you look for some of his older videos, he goes through basic gold prospecting equipment, how to tune up your equipment. A fantastic resource. So, and then there's also Klesh Guitars. He's a guy, he does a lot more than just prospecting. He also does a lot of treasure hunting. He has a series where he goes to all 50 states. Sometimes it's metal detecting, a lot of times it's prospecting, but just a lot of fun to watch. And check and see if he went to your state. There's definitely treasures to be found in all 50 states. Minnesota isn't known for its gold, although we do have some gold mines up in the Iron Mountain range. You'll see, I think there's still one active gold mine, Vermilion, I think it is. But you can actually tour that mine. So we're continuing to wash down this material. You see we have quite a bit less than we started with, and that's the goal. You would get down to as little bit of non-gold material as possible, and all the while keeping an eye on your pan. So we'll give this thing a couple more washes. I think we'll switch over to the fine riffles here. But we'll give it a few more washes. Get some more water in there. Get everything down to the corner. You want to make sure you clean out those riffles in case you did get any gold up there. We're going to bring all that material back down. Yep, so we'll give this a light wash. And again, all that gold's going to stay right in the pan. And then I'll wash it back. Now I'm going to start moving stuff over to the other side of the pan. And I'm going to use those fine riffles. The fine riffles... there's a lot more of them. They're just small little ridges. We're going to use our finger here, stick our finger right down in there, and we're going to clean up some of this gravel. That gravel can be problematic because it likes to hold on to the gold, and it just prevents you from getting a nice good pan when you get the wave action at the very last step. So if you have any bigger material, it's okay to stick your fingers in there. You want to make sure you rinse your fingers out in the pan. I'm rinsing them out in the tub because I'm going to go through this material a couple times. Usually at the end of the season, I'll take all my final tailings and I'll go through them. I'll put them through a sluice, or I usually try some other method. I just want to see, what am I missing? How good am I? That's a great, you can kind of gauge off of what I have in this pan with what you'll get if you get one of these kits. And if you see a lot less, well, maybe you want to go through it a couple more times, and you'll improve each time. And you can also see in there towards the top is some black sands. That's hematite and magnetite. And some people use a magnet to go through this. I don't usually do that. Some people say it holds on to the gold and you can lose gold that way. I'm not too concerned about it. But that black sands, that's the heaviest stuff. So wherever that black sand settles out, that's a good indicator that the gold is also going to settle out there in the stream or creek or wherever you're prospecting, or even with pay dirt. So we'll stratify it down for the other side of the pan, and we'll wash this some more. All right, get down close to the end here. And if you stuck with me this far, we'll see the payoff coming here shortly. So I'm just trying to get all the non-gold that I can out of there. And then when you get down to this far into the pan, you want to keep a real close eye on those riffles, making sure you're not losing any gold. And now I'm just going to wash all this back. Wash all this back, pick out some more gravels, get those out of there. And again, there's no gold back in that part of the pan. I'll use those little tweezers. They come in handy for picking the gravels out. I might have to keep those at my workbench. Really like that. So we'll give this another stratify right here. Just work everything down into that ridge there, that bottom lip, and see if we can get any more non-gold out of the pan. And I'm kind of shaking the pan just a little bit to help work some of those black sands and finer sand out of the riffles. And I think we're down to a pretty good amount of material to work with. Now, of course, if you really want to be thorough, you can split that pay dirt up into thirds and just do a third at a time, especially if you're first starting out. But now what we're doing is we're just getting just a little bit. You see, there's just a little bit of water in that pan, not a whole lot. And you have to do what's comfortable for you. And then we're going to use the wave action. See how I'm tilting the pan back and forth? We're using the waves just to lightly carry that top material off. You can see towards the bottom of the pan to the right of the screen, everything's just kind of working its way there, and that's the lighter stuff. And I'm starting to see gold. I don't know if you can see that, but I definitely see some more gravel. And we'll pull that and move that out of our way here. Yeah, those tweezers are coming in handy. Picking out a couple pieces out. And we'll continue to use that wave action. And you get into a good rhythm here where you're just starting. You can see that little trail of black sand on the left side where it's just starting to come down. And that wave action gently removes that top layer of material until you start seeing the shiny. I see it. Do you? Starting to see gold. That gold colored material up there is gold. And so we're starting to reveal it here. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see. That right there is some gold flakes. Now, this camera doesn't do it justice, but it is that's a great feeling. And that's bigger than anything we're going to find here in Minnesota. So if I want to get really excited about finding gold, pay dirt's the only way to do it. And this is a great kit because it comes with everything you need. For $25, you'll get, I won't call it a hobby, it's more of an obsession, because once you find your first little pieces of gold, you're going to use this every day. You're going to go out prospecting every time you see a creek or a stream. You're gonna want to go prospecting there. And we can see there's quite a bit more gold than I expected to find in this kit, especially for the cost. Now, is it going to be $25 worth of gold or $26, whatever this cost? I don't think so. Of course not. I could weigh it, but I'm not doing it for the money or to recoup my investment. I'm doing it for the experience and for the practice, and it's just a whole lot of fun. And it's another gold pan. You get to keep this stuff forever, so it's really a good way to start out in the hobby or get someone else started out in the hobby. I like to give to friends and family when they come visit, and we're going to go do some prospecting, especially when I lived out west. When I was stationed out in Washington, I would give it to friends that came out and visited. And then we'd go prospecting together out in the beautiful streams and creeks out there. And so there we have it. I think we got this down. Sorry about the light, but that's quite a bit more gold than I thought. We'll use this loop here. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty impressive, especially through a magnifying glass. So yeah, there's definitely gold in the pay dirt, at least the one I got. Now, this isn't a sponsored video. I bought this stuff with my own money because I'm pretty obsessed with finding gold. And these are rather big flakes. Next, we'll use our snuffer bottle or snifter bottle. Take the cap off and like to fill it with water. So we'll just get some water in the bottom of that. And then what we do is we squeeze some water out. And then we're going to keep squeezing, keep pressure on the bottle. And as we start releasing the bottle, it'll start sucking up the gold into the straw. And I think those pieces might be a little too big to fit in this snuffer bottle. Of course, I also have a lot of snuffer bottle sticking out, the tube sticking out. It seems like it's leaking. It doesn't seem like there's a very good fit. So I'm not getting a good suction out of this thing. So I'll probably just grab one of my other snuffer bottles to get it out. But hey, even if you throw out the snuffer bottle or you just use it with, put stuff with your tweezers in there, still not bad. Maybe yours will be better than mine. But really for gold pan and pay dirt, the tweezers, the gold loop, or the 10x loop, and the vial, that's a pretty good value for the money. So I'll just push all this gold up here and again get it out later. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good value, especially if you're new to the hobby or if you want to give it as a gift to friends to get them encouraged in the hobby. It's just an all-in-one kit. And hey, we found gold. And at the end of the day, I think that's what really matters. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is not a gold panning channel or a prospecting channel, but hey, we're doing stuff and having fun. That's our motto. And I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff. It is a lot of fun. I did get some other pay dirt in the mail. I got some from Klesh Guitars that I bought off of Amazon, and we'll probably review that here in a couple weeks. But hopefully you found this helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching.